My name is Shannon Ward. I am one of the managers of the Hooker Dunham. Thank you all for being here tonight. I see some new faces here. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we do here. We do all sorts of things. This is just one of them, and we're so happy that Elm City Comedy is here. I assume you all are fans of comedy if you're here. Tell you about two upcoming events that I think will be right up your alley. Number one is, are you trying to say something to me?
You're good, you're good.
Okay. The first thing is this Thursday is our monthly game show, Thorn in My Side. It's a comedy game show where we do some bizarre challenges based on the theme. It's kind of similar to Taskmaster, if you know that. We film it for the Brattleboro Community Television. This Thursday is our season finale. Season 3, we've been doing this for 3 years. Season 3, season finale, Champion of Champions 2, the re-championing. So come on out at 8 o'clock on Thursday. We'll have 8 former champions come and compete against each other. It'll be super fun. And then in July we have the Vermont Suitcase Company doing their show Pillows All the Way Down, which will be an hour farce comedy. Super fun, super silly. Yeah, so if you want to know more about what we do here, please sign up for our mailing list out in the lobby. And other than that, enjoy the show. I'm going to introduce Tim Sove.
I have to track myself, otherwise I get long-winded. How we doing, guys? Thank you guys for coming out. Let's give it up for Hooker Dunham Theater. Thank you guys for having us. Thank you guys for coming. Otherwise, we're just a bunch of assholes up here talking shit, just to no one. So
You still are.
I still listen to you. God bless you, dude. Give it up for Brattleboro here. I like what you've done with the place. Wow, I should have gotten that shit, dude. Heroin addicts are so whiny, huh? Remember crackheads, dude? They do. I can sing you a song, do a dance, $5, change your tire, and be happy about that shit, dude. These guys carrying around all this equipment and guilt trying to pass it off on me. God bless you. Hell yeah, man. Shit. God, I'm nervous, guys. Thank you guys for coming on. I've been doing shows all over the place, man. I haven't gotten nervous in a while. I see a lot of familiar faces. This is like doing it with the lights on, man. I can see that fucking disappointment now when I tell that joke, so to speak. God bless it, man. God. It's summertime, man. It finally got warm for us, huh? Winter finally let go. Beach season, huh? It doesn't matter what I do during beach season, no matter what I do, I take my shirt off, I always look like I fucking was raised in a bowl of water, you know what I mean? Like I'm a furless cat out there on the beach. It's embarrassing, dude. Any of you guys ever been to a nude beach before? Ooh, you gotta come. I can't see because of the light, otherwise I'd call you guys out. But I went to a nude beach once, but it was in Jamaica, of all places, which pretty much made me look like Benjamin Button out there. I don't know if you've seen it. Them boys are swinging some meat down there. You know? And they don't know what shrinkage is, so you really don't have an excuse, you know what I mean? My penis was like trying to recircumcise itself out of embarrassment, you know? You find out if your woman loves you, though. If she looks at all that meat and comes back with you still, you know? Sympathy, oh, there we go. Oh, God bless it. There's no poisonous snakes in Jamaica. That's a fun fact. But some of those snakes would leave it dead, put you in a hospital. I can tell you that much, dude. God bless you. We're gonna cover some fun things tonight, guys. We got a lot of fun stuff, and if you don't like a joke, we're gonna move on to the next thing. We're gonna, some racism stuff's gonna be covered. We're gonna cover some pedophile stuff, I'm sure. Dick jokes, pussy jokes, you name it. So let's like get into it, you know? I travel around, I learn a lot from doing comedy. Like one of the subtle things I've learned is that the word "the" could quite possibly be one of the most racist words ever created. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's take a generic statement, right? Black people love chicken. Seems innocent enough, right? Let's add the word "the" to it. The black people love chicken. You do it again, it gets worse, bro. The black people love the chicken. It's little words like that, it's those little things, those subtleties that can get you in trouble. Like my postal workers, trans. And now I don't know what to call them. Post woman seems kind of wrong, doesn't it? The male lady's not going to work, right? I can't necessarily blame her for that, though. I mean, getting that surgery got her a 22% raise, right? I didn't know the rules. Come on, guys. Just pointing out the facts. That's all I'm doing. Hell yeah. There's a guy in Italy that went on a 280-mile walk after he got into a fight with his wife. Have any of you guys heard about this? Like my dad used to do that same shit, but we used to just call it an affair. You got it? The funny part about that is my dad's in the audience right now. It's the first time. And we exaggerate jokes. This is what we do, right? As comedians, you take a 10, you turn it into 100. You know, like that joke. That guy only went on an 80-mile walk. You know? No, my dad's a great man. He was in the Army for 30 years. He's a retired drill sergeant. You know, yeah. Hell yeah. He always had to, he wasn't around much because he was working hard, you know? So when he was around, his impression needed to be felt. Like, he wanted to teach those lessons in a shorter amount of time. I grew up in St. Louis. We used to go to baseball games. Loved going to the Cardinals. Loved them. And one time when we were leaving, we're walking across the stadium, walking out. Somebody's walking across the street and just gets waxed by a car. Just fucking murdered. Absolutely. I'm 7 years old, just standing there in shock. My dad, smartly, just takes this quick moment to teach me a valuable lesson. Without missing a beat, looks down at me and goes, "Well, Tim, that's why you don't marry a bitch." But we all love your mother. I'm a dad too now, so like I know what it's like. I got a little boy too, and it's like I'm always in competition with the little bastard. You know what I mean? Like, Dad, I win. Dad, you lose. You know, like he saw me go to the bathroom one time. Came out of his room with his pants just stuffed. I mean, like stuffed to the brim, full of Play-Doh. And he's like, "Dad, look, I'm bigger." I'm like, dude, do you realize how long it took me to realize Play-Doh could make your dick bigger? Changed my game, you know what I mean? Not when I became a comedian, you know? He even used black Play-Doh too, like he knew genetics were against him. That kind of hurt, you know what I mean? I'm even in competition now with my wife for her attention with him. And like, he's the cuter version of me, so like, I think that's why he's like always winning, but she's always like, "No, it's he didn't fuck my sister." I didn't fuck her, she's a lesbian, so I think what we did was scissor. If you're from Vermont. God bless it. I got a little girl too, man. I rolled the red carpet out for that little girl. Had her up in Peterborough, New Hampshire. Played reggae music when she came into the world, wanted everything perfect, right? Just wanted the soft sound, great Bob Marley introduced her to this peaceful world, right? And when she came out, the doctor looked at me and said, "Mr. Stone, it's time for skin-to-skin contact." Have you guys heard about this? They want you to have skin-to-skin contact to bring the baby down after the stress, the trauma from childbirth. And this doesn't make any sense to me because if she doesn't want to get on a bus for school or gets dumped after prom, we're supposed to take our shirts off and hug each other. So I definitely didn't do that, you know what I mean? And now she's autistic, so maybe when that second one came out, I was naked and ready for it. Hey, buddy, let's go. It's not like that. Everybody's worried that artificial intelligence is going to take over the world. It's not. It's autistic individuals. Because that little girl's awesome. She's a genius. She sees the world as great. Yeah, absolutely. And as my Sergeant Major Dad pointed out, if she joins the Army, she's automatically Special Forces. He's optimistic. Yeah, I told you. And she's a free fast pass when you go to Disney. Like you present your mouth breather right to the teacups. They let you right on. I didn't make the rules. I was thinking to myself too, like I could maybe rent this little girl out in the front of the park, right? There's a lot of Puerto Rican families down here. You want to buy fast passes for like all your kids, or you want to buy one for mine? It's a fair trade. She like, it's a small world of chicken nuggets. Like take her up. I don't know, how could you rent your daughter out in this time? Like, my biggest fears as a parent are rape, tattoos, and motorcycles. The motorcycles are strapped right to the ride. I don't have to worry about them or her falling off. The tattoos will wash off at Disney. And you don't have to worry about raping somebody on a Ferris wheel or merry-go-round, man. Michael Jackson proved that years ago. That's just conditioning, you know? God, yeah. Speaking of Michael Jackson, man, all these black guys are writing songs about rape. So there's nothing funny about rape, but there is something funny about the fact that we've been dancing to it for the last 3 decades. Between Puff Daddy, and R. Kelly, and Michael Jackson. Thriller's all about his dick. That's not about his song. Go back home and listen to the lyrics, I promise you. And it kind of makes you think that Bill Cosby might be innocent because he didn't go write a song about it afterwards, you know? I get heckled a lot. You guys are a great audience. You guys are gonna have a lot of fun tonight. I get heckled a lot, man. One of my favorite hecklers down in Massachusetts. Always heckling, making the women especially feel uncomfortable. One time after the show, I said, Glenn, man, you gotta stop heckling these women. You gotta stop harassing them. He says, don't worry, Timmy, I can harass them because I wear a camouflage condom so they'll never see me coming. All right, that was a good test. We got 5 really funny comedians coming out for you guys. You guys ready for them? It's not just me. Let me get this clock set up. Our next guy, man, is probably one of my all-time favorites, dude. I met him down in Worcester area. He comes up to Swansea. He's just got an absolute great energy to him. And he's got this light last name like my mom's name. His last name's McCormack. So please, guys, put your hands together for the very funny TERRANCE McCORMACK, everybody.
How to lead the children our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. That's a song I heard on the radio after the announcement of a school shooting. Hello everybody, my name is TERRANCE McCORMACK and I once wore cologne to picture day. I come from a town that has a college, and I just found out that an English professor actually died while grading papers. Imagine that, being sentenced to death. I see that we can't drink here, which is actually a good thing for me. I just hit my 3 years of us being sober. It's kind of weird though. I meet new friends that are always like, oh, you don't drink, why? I'm like, oh, I blacked out a lot. They're like, blacking out, what's that like? I'm like, well, I start drinking. Then I start smoking Newports. Next thing you know, I'm using the N-word way too much. And by the end of the night, I'm waking up next to some fat white chick. You know, blacking out. Yeah, I'm a mixed race. I'm a black and I'm white. When I'm around a lot of white people, I always assume you think that I'm black. Around a lot of black people, I always assume they think that I'm white. When I'm at the airport, I'm Middle Eastern. It's okay though, I don't get touched a lot, and TSA's got really soft hands. And whoever flying Delta asked for Derek's hands, delightful. Tim did bring me up. My last name is McCormack. Yes, I am Irish. I just have a killer tan. Ladies in the audience, yes, I'm black and white, but I'm black in all the right places. On the basketball court. I'm a jealous person. I have a lot of jealous traits. I'm jealous of my kids and the fact they have no responsibilities. I'm jealous of celebrities and the reason why they get canceled. Praise Bill Cosby. I'm jealous of Queen Elizabeth and her current living situation. I mean, I would kill myself, but my ADHD won't let me hang around. I am a single father. I've been a single dad for about 2 years now. I've learned a lot about my kids, things they like to do, things they like to eat. I think the main thing that I've learned is how much I hate them. I was in my son's room recently looking for my lighter and my marijuana. I'm pretty sure they're together. He's just sitting there, I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm playing zombies. Now, I'm an inquisitive dad, so of course I walked over, started watching him play, and then one of the gamer tags hit me. I was like, hey man, who's Wanda Rhodes? Pervert. Whoever, yeah, someone in here, you're not gonna get away with it, dude. He gave me this look like, oh, how do you know who Lana Rhodes is? But then he gave me this other look like, how do you know who Lana Rhodes is? So I backed out of his room awkwardly, never talked about it. It's kind of a weird way to find out you and your son are watching the same kind of porn. You're Tim's dad? Who's Tim's dad? No? Did you find out that you guys were watching the same? Never mind. But yeah, no, that's my Tim's like my age. This is like VHS days. Never mind, dude. But I don't want to be at breakfast like, son, I can't believe the Celtics won a championship. It's amazing. But I also don't want to be like, son, I like my coffee like I like my porn. Black, barely legal with a shot of steamed milk in it. I'm bad at taking in information, like really bad. My friend recently told me that if you take Plan B, you'll kill the kid. I'm 10 days in, my daughter's fine. I do have a daughter, she's had a birthday. This girl's bougie, okay? She's got champagne taste, I've got a Kool-Aid budget. She asked for everything. She wanted Nike Tech, Panda, she wanted artwork on her wall from an artist I know nothing about, but I got it for her because she's special to me. But I also wanted to get her a gift of my own, kind of like a feminist dad. So I didn't want to get her like an easy bake oven. I think that sends the wrong message. Like, hey chick, you should be in the kitchen. Absolutely not. I want to get her a gift of that she should be an independent woman, and that she doesn't need a man in her life. So I got her a And I know it's a double standard, because I would never get a fleshlight for my boys. They're just too stupid and can't do anything for themselves. They need a woman in their life. My feminist joke, everybody. My daughter is 15 years old. She's a sophomore in high school. Since being in high school, she's received 11 dick pics. As her father, I got pissed, and I demanded to know who the other 10 are. You got some dads in the front. You guys got daughters? Okay, don't do it. You got big mistakes out there. My kids recently asked me to take them to Disneyland. I'd rather take them to a crack house. Yeah, lines are a lot shorter and you can blow right through them. Oh, okay. There we go. Hey. I have something new in my life. I just got into a relationship. It's new, it's amazing. It's a little weird though. I've never dated a woman with alopecia. I know what you're thinking and I have an answer. The carpets do match the drapes. I had to go to the doctor recently, had a full checkup. Don't worry everybody, I'm fine, I'm fine. But they did send me to a nutritionist. They sent me to stop eating foods high in fat. My girlfriend didn't take the news too well. Got a good laugh, baby. I like you, dude. You're awesome. I really shouldn't talk about her like that. She's very supportive. I told her that I wanted to get a strap on. She said, I got your back. We ended up in a sex shop, huge sex shop. This place is amazing, okay? They had everything, dildos, anal beads, DVDs, VHS tapes. They also had these sex dolls that were in the shape of like, you know, cats and dogs. Weird, right? Who uses VHS tapes? I can wait, let's do that someday. Yeah, there you go. No, we and her, we had great communication. You can think of us like Justin Timberlake. We're clearly in sync. She asked for a PBJ the other day, so I pissed in her mouth while she blew me. I don't think you should be here, dude. That's Tim's fault. Anything I say is Tim's fault at this point. She asked me to choke her during sex, and not while she's sleeping. Something that you're into. Okay, I got you. I got you. No, I have some good news, some bad news for everybody. The bad news is that 2 towns over from where I live, a house burnt down. A woman and her dog died. The town's been taking it rough, but we've been coming together to make sure everybody's fine, everybody's safe. The good news is I'm recently single. I'm just joking, everybody. My girlfriend's a lot like Christianity, completely made up. I am single. I'm into a woman who's into God, because if she's into God, I know she'll believe anything I say. A woman recently asked me to take her out. Her funeral's on Tuesday. A woman did recently have to take her out. She said that she's big into Italian and Mexican, so after we left Olive Garden, she blew the chef. We stayed together for a little longer because, you know, she grip my dick like this. Yeah, I had a show last week. It was pretty good. Everything. Went to a bar after, met a woman, got to talking, got to conversing. It was amazing. So good, we ended back at her place. Started talking some more. Next thing you know, it's getting hot and heavy. In the middle of it, I was like, hey, I don't have a condom. She said, it's fine. She reached in her purse, she pulled out a Magnum, and robbed me. I would say about a week ago, I was with another woman, we got done, and she wanted some pillow talk. She said to me, she goes, what kind of superhero do you think you are? I had to think about it, I was like, Spider-Man. We both shoot a lot of ropes, love eating Mary Jane, and we're both responsible for our uncle's death. Of course, I did have to ask her the question back. She said, Wonder Woman. I said, what do you like to be whipped? Do you think that you're invincible? She said, no. I just wonder why I became a woman. My nephew's dog recently died. I had to take him for ice cream. At the end of it, he was like, Uncle Terrence, do all dogs go to heaven? I said, I hope so, because at least I know my ex-girlfriend's in a good place. I used to work in an animal shelter. Probably the most fulfilling job I've ever had in my life. The only problem with this job is every now and then I'd have to go out and tell somebody, hey, this dog only has a day to live unless it finds a home. And you don't know how rewarding it would be to tell somebody that and still convince them to take a different dog home. I see a therapist in person. I love my therapist. She's amazing, right? I love going to her office because she's got a lot of posters on her wall. The one that she has is the cat poster that says, you know, just hang in there. She had to take it down last week because one of her patients, killed a cat. I'm a big fan of chicken and egg burritos because it's the only chance I'm going to get to eat a mother and daughter at the same time. All right, I'm going to leave you guys with this. I wish upon a shooting star, said a Palestinian kid. Good, I like that. That's how we're going to end, just like that. I deserve that. That's what that deserves. I'm TERRANCE McCORMACK. Good night.
And we're going to keep it rolling with the next guy coming out. Put your hands together for the very, very funny and talented Thomas Sargent, everybody.
I'm thinking of opening a bondage-themed sandwich shop and calling it Submit. The waitresses will be mistresses. Instead of a plate, it will be served on a paddle. 5% off if you know the safe word. I just hope it's more successful than my last business, guys. I ran an online brick and mortar store. Yeah, it turns out people prefer to buy their brick and mortar from brick and mortar stores. The cost of shipping brick is astronomical. And chip and mortar ain't cheap either, guys. I'm very happy to be here in Brattleboro tonight, guys. This beautiful theater. I will say, I think the name needs a little adjusting. It's 2024. Shouldn't it be Sex Worker Dunham Theater by now, guys? Really? We're still using words like hooker and Brattleboro? Come on, guys. It's been raining a lot lately, guys. At least where I'm from in Massachusetts, it's been raining quite a bit. It's been raining so much I've decided I'm gonna build an ark. Unlike Noah, I will only be bringing one of every animal on my ark. Load that boat up with booze. Make it like an animal singles cruise, you know? I'm tired of the same old boring animals, guys. I want to find out what happens when a giraffe fucks a platypus. I'm also curious to see what animal ends up fucking the duck. Because those old guys have some wild-ass penises. Are you guys familiar with duck penises? Or duck dicks for you alliteration aficionados? Okay, so guys, ducks, they have corkscrew-shaped penises. And after they mate, their penis falls off. Don't feel too bad for the ducks, guys. They grow a bigger, better penis in 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, I'm starting to think that humans kind of get screwed in the whole genital lottery, guys, you know? I'm thinking detachable corkscrew dick might be the way to go. It's rare I get laid more often than every 4 to 6 weeks, guys. And I think a corkscrew dick is something the ladies could enjoy, you know? It's kind of like sucking cum through a crazy straw. And who doesn't love a crazy straw, am I right, ladies? Unfortunately, humans could never have penises like that because of the stupid shit men would do. Can you just imagine the stupid shit men would do? Hey, honey, you like that bottle of wine I got you? Oh, you really like it? 'Cause I opened it with my dick! Guys, I don't know if you saw, the government is trying to shut down TikTok. The government wants to shut down TikTok. I'm not happy about it. I mean, where else am I supposed to go for a video ranking the Muppets based on their fuckability? And without TikTok, guys, we wouldn't have the Hot 2 girl. She's a great addition to all our lives, you know? TikTok is great for social discourse, guys. It originated, I don't know if the recent trend, asking women if they'd rather be stranded in the woods with a bear or a man. A lot of people were surprised by the amount of women saying bear. I wasn't surprised, guys. If you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Bears are over 6 feet tall, well-built, they have beards. If we can find a way to tattoo them, bitches would be swarming the forests, guys. Maybe you wonder about the kind of tattoos bears would get if bears could be tattooed, you know? Like a girl bear might get like a honey pot on her lower back. A real badass bear might get hibernator on his eyelids. The Jewish bears would have numbers on their arms. Guys, it is Pride Month. In honor of Pride Month, I feel I should tell you guys I've been experimenting with my sexuality recently. Once every 7 days, I suck a dick. I guess you could say that I'm bi-weekly. But in all seriousness, no guys, I have been trying to break out of my comfort zone, broaden my horizons lately. I've been seeing all different kinds of entertainment, like drag shows and burlesque shows. Drag shows are tons of fun, guys. I'd highly recommend them. But burlesque shows are amazing. For those of you unfamiliar with the art of burlesque, it is French. Loosely translated to English, it means fat stripper. And it is fantastic, guys. I love fat chicks, I do. I follow tons of them on Instagram, literally. I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're saying, Thomas, they're not fat chicks, they're plus-size women. And I would be fine with that if it wasn't for the double standard. Why do they get to be plus-size women when I'm stuck being a fat guy? Doesn't exactly seem fair, you know? But I do, guys, my 2 favorite things about fat chicks. Number 1, those giant pancake-sized areola. Yeah, I like an areola that's so big, you gotta lift her titty up off her belly just to see where the areola is. That's how I like it. My other favorite thing about fat girls, guys, is the fupa. For those of you unfamiliar with the fupa, it stands for fat upper pussy area. And it is glorious. My favorite thing about the fupa, guys, is it gives the pussy a cave-like appearance. So when you go down on her, it feels like you're spelunking. I practice safe sex, guys, so I send a canary down there first. While I'm fucking the fat chicks, guys, my favorite position is doggy style. Love me doggy style, guys. That way, when I only last 3 minutes, it's really like I lasted 21 minutes. Seriously though, guys, they call my dick the Challenger because it killed a teacher from New Hampshire. Guys, I've been getting older. I've been having more aches and pains than I used to. Lately, I've been having a sore back, so I decided to treat myself to a massage recently. I went to a real high-class establishment, guys. I'm in the room on the table. When the massage therapist walks in, I couldn't help but notice that she was very pregnant, guys. Very pregnant. The massage started off fantastic. She had good, strong, pregnant woman hands. And then things got interesting, guys. She climbed on top of me and started rubbing her pregnant belly up and down my back. It felt amazing. That little fucker was kicking in all the right places, guys. Who wants a Swedish massage when you can have a fetus massage? I'm telling you guys, just 1 hour of fetus massage therapy is enough to turn the most radical liberal into a pro-lifer. Why are we terminating these miracle mini massagers, guys? Forget about the sanctity of life. Think of all the sore backs going unattended. So I got Haley booked twice a week now, leading up to her due date, guys. It's gonna be fantastic. Is it weird that I hope her water breaks on top of me? All right, guys, well, I'll leave you with this. I was reading in an article recently, there's this new company that after you passed away, they'll take a portion of your ashes and encase them in a dildo so your loved one can still have intimacy with you after you passed on. Yeah, reading that article just made me depressed, guys. I have a hard enough time finding women who want to have sex with my live functioning body. I fear I will never find a woman who loves me so much she wants to shove my cremated remains up her cunt. Thank you, guys.
Thomas Sargent, everybody. Like you said, I'm just going to keep it rolling here. This next guy coming to the stage, it's a real treat we have him. Put your hands together for JUAN ROSARIO, everybody.
Keep it going for yourself. Keep it going. Come on, let's keep it going. Yeah. Fuck it. What's up, cocksuckers? All right. We're done with that. That's fine. Night is young, man. You guys are having fun. I'm kind of upset the lights are not off right now, which is very interesting, which is fine. But there's no alcohol here, which is fine. Hello, people. It's fine. It's totally fine. But night is young, man. Night is young. Night is so young, R. Kelly would piss on it. This is where we're at. Quick question for you guys. Do you guys think that Eve was ribbed for Adam's pleasure? Alright, okay, cool. Listen, I'm just trying to see where we're at right now. I'm not an alcoholic. I just have a spending problem. I spend a lot of time at the bar. Alright, I was driving down the road the other day and I saw a sign that said uneven lines ahead, and I thought that was odd. Alright, okay. See, I'm getting cornier and cornier. Y'all like, well, fuck this kid, man. What? Man, where do you guys, where do non-binary people work? There. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. I love it. Fuck yes. Yeah, my name is Juan, man, and I'm not gonna lie, growing up, my name is Juan Rosario. Growing up, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like my name growing up, man. Like, I just thought it was too basic, you know? Like people like alliterate your name, or like they'll give you like a nickname, you know? Like Marky Mark, Tom Tom, Fuckface. Nobody did that for me, you know? I heard like, I'm 28 years old, so I probably heard like 28 variations of my name. Like I heard like Juan, Wonton Soup, Wonton Obey, 1, 2, 3, 911, Juan on Juan, like, no Juan, Magic Juan, another Juan, Holy Juan, Juan in a million, Juan the woman, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Juan Solo, the Africans celebrate Hanukkah, the Jews celebrate Hanukkah, you know? Like at that point, I'd just much rather be fuckface, you know? Yeah, my full name is Juan Jose Rosario, and I like that joke because it's, you get to know my name, it's like Juan, like his name is Juan. However, after a show, no joke, a couple weeks ago, this lady came up to me, white lady, no offense, came up to me, meant well, a little drunk, meant well, but she was like, oh my gosh, me and my friend had so much fun, you were so funny. I don't know if anyone has ever told you this, but you deserve to go far, Jose. And I was upset. I was. Because, like, my first name isn't Jose, it's my middle name. But she didn't know that yet, you know? So, like, technically she wasn't wrong, but it was still a little bit racist. I'm from the Bronx, New York, and thank you. I had to stop telling white people that I'm from the Bronx, because every time I do, and I'm going to say you guys, because there's like literally one black person in here right now, actually. It's kind of crazy, actually. I'm nervous. I'm gonna walk into the parking lot and all I hear is, well, look at what we got here, boys. No, I'm from the Bronx, and every time I tell like a white person I'm from the Bronx, they'll take like 2 steps back, and they'll like clutch their personal belongings, you know? And I kind of find it disrespectful, because it's like, you really think that you're stronger than me, you know? So like the Bronx really isn't that bad, you know? We have like a couple, you got like 14 Starbucks out there, you know? It's not that bad. You got a Roma Joe's or a Dunkin' Donuts crowd, that's fine. But it isn't that bad. If you guys think about it though, the Bronx is actually the only place where you put the before it for it to make sense. You know? Like think about it, like the Brattleboro, the Putney, you know, it doesn't fucking make sense. You know, the Bronx though, right? Has authority to it, you know? Only things with authority have the before it, you know? The sun, the moon, the earth, the rock, the Beatles, the police. I like telling that joke when I have a diverse crowd, because white people look at me like, yeah, blue lives matter, and black people look at me like, maybe not all black lives matter. That's fine. That's how I expected that joke to go to a room full of white people. I was like, I want to talk about the Bronx now, but they're laughing out, fuck it, you know, it's fine. Also, there's a kid here, what the fuck? I was ready to talk about jerking off and shit. He's like, yeah, I do this shit every day, man. All right. This is nothing, but as wild as I am right now, I like to think I'm a good person. You know, like I believe in like person's first language. You know, I stopped calling midgets. Bare minimum. I suck on toes, prosthetic toes as well. You know, I'm inclusive. And, but like, no, I'm serious. Like, I do believe in like person first language because like I feel like we're all people first. You know, like person that's in a wheelchair, person that is black, person that takes it up the ass. Like, we're all just midgets, man. I call them adults that are compact. Yeah, they don't like it still for whatever reason. I think it's because when I do, I go after I'm glad we don't have any midgets in the crowd. Actually, we have a 12-year-old. How old are you, actually? Fuck. Jeffrey Epstein would be proud of me for guessing that correctly. Anyway, I live in New Hampshire, everybody, like my boys from the Bronx, they'd be like, yo bro, like how's it living up in New Hampshire? Man, like how is it? And I'm like, yo bro, it's just trees and racism up here, man. Yeah, it's rough. And in Vermont, it's just the same shit, man. You know? It's bad. I don't know if you guys realize, trees and racism, they don't mix well together, man, you know? Yeah, we got a couple of history buffs in the audience. It's like Ghislaine Maxwell running a daycare. Oh, there we go. That's what the line is. Fuck y'all. That was funny. Oh man. I've been playing a lot of bowling recently. I love bowling, man. I haven't felt this way about a sport outside of jerking off, no. I haven't felt like a 12-year-old, sorry. I haven't felt this way about a sport except for pool. I grew up playing pool my entire life. I'm really fucking good at pool. You want to play me after this? I'll fucking play you for your kid, man. No, just kidding. Jeffrey Epstein, just keep going now. I'm sorry. No, I'm actually really good at pool, but like I stopped playing pool because I started to realize that the game of pool is a little bit odd, man, you know? It's a little bit racist, you know? It's just a white ball telling all the colored balls what to do, you know? It's kind of weird, man. It's all these different colored balls. There's a green one, there's a red one, there's a yellow one, there's a black one, you know? Solids and stripes, each of them assigned a number, eerily resembling prison jumpsuits. Yeah, I got my tinfoil hot right now. Don't worry, don't worry. But I haven't figured out what the worst part about the game of pool is. Like, is it like, you know, that we save the black ball for last, you know? Like, is it like the fact that you get, like, this black ball has to watch his colored counterparts get knocked down one by one, ball by ball, you know, just watching it, you know? Like, imagine the PTSD of that black ball, you know? That's fine. I haven't figured out if the worst part about the game is that, or if the balls clacking sound a lot like a whip cracking. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, we get deep. Yeah, next time you guys get drunk and play pool, don't say the N-word. There you go. I did a 23andMe, round of applause. You guys know what 23andMe is? 23, yeah, there you go. I get very surprised when I see white people who are like, oh yeah, I know what 23andMe is and I've done it, because I'm just like, what do you want to know? Like, who you colonized? Like, what the fuck? What, you want to find out that you're 2% sub-Saharan African to find out how, if you can say it in a song, you know, like? No, real shit though, I did a 23andMe and I found out that I'm 45% European, like Spaniard, Portuguese, European, 40% African, 10% Native American, 5% away from getting my own casino. Yeah, so like I found out I'm technically more white than black. And again, from the Bronx, half Hispanic, half black. So I said the N-word more than Samuel L. Jackson said motherfucker in a movie, you know? So ever since I found out that I was more white than black, now when I say the N-word, I kind of feel like I mean it now, you know? Like, it's just something about it, like, what was once before, like, my nigga is now my nigga. You know, it's just something about it. Me and my roommate, we like to play pranks on each other, and I like to do it and just, you know, get on with it, but he likes to fucking warn me, which is fucking weird, you know, like I'll just do it and it'll just happen, and then last week he was like, yo man, I'm gonna fuck with your food, man, and I was like, yo, what the fuck's gonna happen, man? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, he's gonna put like a laxative in my milk and I'm gonna shit myself, or he's gonna put, you know, it's like R. Kelly gonna be in my room, like what's going on, you know? Like what's going on? But he was like, I'm gonna fuck with your food that you're gonna bring home tonight, and he knows I bring home Dunkin' Donuts like every Thursday night, whatever, it doesn't matter, I'm depressed. I brought home donuts and I got like a glazed donut, and I was like, yo, like, what if he came on the donut, you know? As like a prank. But like, I'm not worried because like, I'm like homophobic or like afraid of being gay. I eat Chick-fil-A, I'm fine with that. But I was like, yo, guys, I have an addictive personality. What if I like it, you know? So like what was once like a prank now turns into like, wake the fuck up, Brian, time to come on these donuts. I was listening to Pharrell on the way here. Pharrell Williams is one of my favorite producers, artists of all time, and like I fucking love him, man. He's dope. He's actually coming out with a documentary for like his life, which is fucking sick because like he's from like Cali, so like he gets to talk about like the Crips and the Bloods and like how he's involved and like all that type of shit. And I'm really excited because gangs aren't really necessarily portrayed properly in like movies. However, in the Lego movie, to have Crips in there, it's gonna be so fucking like realistic because if you guys think about it, Legos, they just like naturally throw the C's up, you know? That's fine, I just wrote that today, that's fine. I'll leave you guys with these last two jokes, man. I don't know if I'm sure you guys remember the fucking mask with everything. I couldn't get into Walmart a year ago because I didn't have protection. You know, like that's what she says to me. She's like, you can't come in here because you don't have protection. Like, leave it to a woman to not let you in for not wearing protection, you know? Just crazy. But I thought it was weird because I was just like, yo, I'm kind of realizing that like condoms and masks, like they're basically the same thing, you know? Like you need one or the other to get into where you need to get into, you know? If you forget one or the other, you're like, oh, are we keeping this on or off? What are we doing here? You know? And God forbid you forget one or the other because you end up negotiating with the other person to let you in. You know? She's like, you can't come in here, you don't have protection. I was like, you thought I was trying to fuck her. I was like, come on, babe, just let me in. Come on, I'll be real quick in and out. You even notice I'm inside. I just got tested last week. I haven't been anywhere else. Come on, just one step. Just an inch. Just a tip. Yeah. That's fine. True story, though. This actually happened 3 weeks ago actually now. I brought home this girl after the club. Unbeknownst to me, she had asthma. Yeah. So like while we're getting into it and all that kind of stuff, I was, you know, I got a good rhythm going on, right? Like I got a good rhythm, right? I start to pick up rhythm. She's making her noise, like she's good, right? Then eventually like the noises like turn to like so I'm like, yo, I'm fucking this shit up, man. And then halfway through, no joke, halfway through she goes, and I was like, yo, I'm fucking this shit up even with a small dick, man. Listen, my name is ROSARIO. I appreciate you guys coming out. Give it up for your host.
ROSARIO, everybody! You guys having fun still? Yeah! Heck yeah, hell yeah. We're about halfway through Alex. How we doing, man? Real good? Love you, dude. Thank you for coming. It's hard to get a woman to come down and do shows with us, as you can tell from all the dick and pedophilia jokes. So I really guys would love, not to mention we got the funniest one in New England. So please, please, please put your hands together for the very talented and funny MADDIE Cross, everyone.
Guys, don't worry about it. Me being here is community service, right? I'm doing you all and the people backstage a favor. It's also very fun to come to a show and be the best dressed. What's going on, guys? No, I'm making fun of you. Don't clap for that. Reflect. Reflect on yourselves, please. I'm begging. It's me, your Title IX mandated female comedian. I have to be here legally, otherwise Hillary Clinton gets to repo this building, you guys. No one wants that. I want to address your concerns up top. I am aware of what I look like. I know I look like the girl who was Clara in the Nutcracker when she was 6 and is still talking about it. I know I look like the meanest receptionist at your kid's expensive Montessori school. I know what I look like. Don't come tell me after. I am well aware. It's hard to dress and have fun for, dress appropriately for my age as a plus-size person, as a fat girl. If you couldn't tell, I am fat. I'm wearing camouflage, which is the jean jacket and long skirt, so I'm keeping it a secret. It's hard because they did not have me in mind when they were making clothes. The fashion industry was not thinking of me. I am invisible in the eyes of the fashion industry and every boy I've ever had a crush on. But fortunately, I am also invisible in the eyes of male politicians who like their women to look like children. It's a win. A win is a win. I'm gonna take it and be happy with it. So I didn't really have fashion icons to look up to and to aspire to, right? So I had to make my own fun. My fashion goal is to look like a woman who had a first-class ticket on the Titanic, okay? And the water's coming in under the door, all right? and she flings open her wardrobe and just throws everything she has on her, right? To be buried at sea in her finery. When they pull my bloated corpse out of the North Atlantic, I want them to say, she had a lot of things. I mean, rest in peace and all that, but it was a short trip. That's too many things. Maybe pack better. The ship wouldn't have gone down, maybe. As a fat person, I'm constantly being told by strangers to exercise, and sometimes I listen. I live in Burlington, which is the kind of town that has every kind of boutique, hip style of fitness imaginable. We have spin, we have Pilates, we have axe throwing, which they let you do while you drink alcohol. Somehow, lawyers talk to me after. But my favorite kind of quirky exercise that I've tried has been pole dancing. I need you all to hold in your shock and disgust, all right? We'll do it a little better than you're doing it now, all right? I'm not pole dancing to be sexy. It is not sexy, it's really difficult. I don't think anyone has ever looked homelier while pole dancing. I wear knee pads in class. Sometimes comics lie for the effective jokes. I'm being honest with you when I say that. I have knee pads with my initials Sharpied inside them, you guys. I don't think I'm not gonna get any better at pole dancing. I've reached my limit for skill. But I do think that if you took video of me doing my routine, you could use that as B-roll footage in a commercial for an antidepressant. You know, at the end of the commercial when they're speed running through the side effects and they're showing you how she feels better now, you could use that video there. And if not that, I think I could be a spokeswoman for like an It Gets Better anti-bullying PSA, you know? I have this plain, honest face, and I could look dead to camera and be like, hold on, the future is waiting for you. You can do pole dancing on a Tuesday night on a hardwood floor with a bunch of supportive grandmas and queer people, all right? We're waiting for you to meet us, we can't wait. I think I could do that. I know this isn't like a PC good feeling to have, but you can probably guess I was bullied in elementary school. I look it, you can tell. And I've hated this bitch for 20 years and kept tabs on her, hoping she'll get hit by a bus. But something even better has happened, you guys. She posted some pictures on Instagram, which you should never do if there are people who have been hating you for 20 years. And I found out that she is fatter than me now. Thank you, thank you. I'm not kidding, I was elated when I saw this. You have no idea. I also don't think you're appreciating how mean this little cunt was to me. Sorry to the child, but I was in 2nd grade, all right, and we were talking about doing a play in the class. I was sitting in the corner, eating cheese crackers, reading a book, minding my business, and this girl, for no reason, raises her hand and goes, Miss Smith, I think Madeline should be the ugly duckling before the transformation. That is so specific and so mean from such a young child. She had to be having problems at home, you guys. That's not normal. I was keeping tabs on this girl for a while to see if I was ever going to win, right? She went to a better college than me. That was a bad start. But then she had to take a semester off to get her stomach pumped. We're back in the running, you guys, we're back. And then she graduated and she got a job with the federal government. And I was like, I don't know if I come back from that. That might be the end of the contest. And then she got laid off when the administration switched over, you guys. Win is a win, win is a win. So I'm winning, I think, because I have this captive audience to tell you all about it. I'll tell her, if you give me $5, I will tell you her full government name after. And, guys, this time last year, I had given notice at my first big girl job with nothing new lined up, which I now know you are not supposed to do. I was experiencing the worst gastrointestinal distress of my life. I was having frequent, unfulfilling sex in a walk-in freezer at one of Vermont's finest dining experiences. But I was on vacation in Europe, so, you know, you have to look on the bright side. Now, a year later, I have a job that I like. My stomach is feeling better. I am in a loving monogamous relationship, but I did just have a vacation in upstate New York, so tough. I don't know how it doesn't really equal out, I guess. When I was going on this trip to Europe, I did not have a suitcase that was gonna meet the needs of this trip. And I went online to order a suitcase. I also needed to buy something for myself. I was at that point in the work cycle that you hit every 8 weeks or so, where I needed to buy myself something pretty and fun. Otherwise, I would be forced to show how big a fan of Sylvia Plath I am. That's, no one here reads, fine. Google it later, that's fine. They'll Google it later, a little follow-up joke. And so I order this suitcase and it comes in the mail and it has locks on it. I think this suitcase is for someone in a different tax bracket because I don't have things that I need to lock up. I am a really good reader. I need you to trust me when I tell you that. So I thought I understood the instructions of how to set the lock really well. I did not. Immediately I locked myself out of this suitcase. Immediately, like I finished reading it and was like, that should do it. Oh shit. Tough. I was not in a financial situation to piss away $300, so I did some research and I found one of those YouTube channels that is run by a lightly autistic man who knows how to pick locks. God bless these men. They're the background by society. And he said, with a steak knife and some good luck, I could get myself out of the situation. And I was like, that's not my lived experience. So I did some further research. And I found out that all of these suitcases can be opened with a TSA master key. I have $9 in an Amazon account. I have 2 TSA master keys now, you guys. Anyone can buy these. We should call them something different. I, as a civilian, should not own this item. I can open all of your stuff anytime I want. Sleep with that tonight. Right? And so I did not want to buy like 2 keys. They only sell them in units of 2. This is a company that has open contempt for its clientele. Because here's what they're saying to you. They're saying, not only are you dumb enough to need this product, we also are certain you are dumb enough to immediately lose the thing you bought to get yourself out of this situation. So we're going to give you a freebie, so we never have to hear from your dumb ass again. That's what that company was saying when they did that. I have a boyfriend. He's great. Been dating about 8 months. My first boyfriend. I've never had a boyfriend before. Thank you. So we are leasing to own. You know, we're going to see how we feel about it. Or maybe we'll take him back to the dealership, depending on his behavior. What's the lemon law? I don't know. And I thought for many years that I had never had a boyfriend because I was bookish and intellectual, and men were intimidated by my big brains. It has become clear to me that the issue is that I am unfriendly and off-putting. That probably matters more. It is also weird to go from, you know, just like boning guys in walk-in freezers and sleeping with guys who would not spit on me if I was on fire to like being in a loving monogamous relationship. That's a hard transition. He'll do something nice for me and it's like, so do I have to like suck your dick now or we're in the car, can it be later, please? It turns out it can be later, and he's concerned that I asked about that, frankly. I recently lost about 40 pounds, and there are men that I slept with when I looked like Jabba the Hutt, right, who hate me for being alive. But now that I'm entering, you know, my Jar Jar Binks era, and I've lost some of the weight, they are circling around, and they'll say things to me like, oh my gosh, are you in town this summer? I think it's so great that you do comedy, that's so different, you're not like other girls. And I say, no! Leave me alone. Misa have standards now. It's a joke for the prequels kids in the audience. They were horrible films. But it's also not my fault that I'm really unfriendly and off-putting, I don't think. I went to all-girls school for 6 years in the prime learning how to talk to boys years. So I don't know how I come. The fact that I'm speaking English to you is a miracle. It's like being raised by wolves. I also have a twin brother who is basically feral. He's not an example of a normal human man, so he wasn't helpful practice. He wants to be a doctor, and he's gotten into medicine for all the right reasons, you know, wanting power, wanting to be in control, exactly what you want. He is he's paramedic now, and he drives the ambulance, and his favorite thing about that is picking the funniest song to play while driving the ambulance. He's gotten it right a couple of times. Jesus Take the Wheel, pretty good. Move, Bitch, pretty funny. Holding Out for a Hero, Bonnie Tyler. And the reason I know he's picked these songs is because while he is driving the ambulance with a patient in the back, he is filming it on Snapchat to send to me. Yeah, don't get hurt in Charleston County, South Carolina, you guys. They are not sending their best and brightest. My brother wants to be a doctor. I think that's a bad idea, but I've been told I can't say that, and especially not at Thanksgiving, so I'll tell you. Because I'm pretty sure my mom is not here. Can't get me in trouble. I just wouldn't want him to be my doctor, all right? I don't want a doctor who hasn't read a book since the 8th grade. I don't want a doctor who thinks he discovered Fleetwood Mac at age 27 in 2024. Hey, check out this sick song. Yeah, Charles, that's Landslide. I thought I was born knowing that song. What are you talking about? just not things I'm looking for in a healthcare professional. He is my only sibling. My twin brother is my only sibling. I have no other brothers or sisters, which means that my parents, in baseball terms, hit a double in one. And when you are not that good at baseball, you are happy with that outcome, right? Especially if you were trying to hit a single for like 3 or 4 years, and that wasn't working. So the pitcher's mom gives the baseball team $10,000 to go see a specialist, you know, and take some expensive medicine and shots, and that doesn't address the issue. So you think maybe you need a pinch hitter, sperm donor, but the baseball team doesn't think that they are comfortable with that. So then after a lot of investigating, the baseball team finds out it's been the pitcher's fault all along. But this is the 90s, and the surgery he needs isn't widespread and known about at this time. So he goes to New York in secret to get fancy pitcher fixing surgery. Maybe in that situation, you're happy. That's a joke for people who are gynecologists and love baseball. I have not yet found my perfect person, but I will tell that joke until I'm dead, until I find her. She's out there, I have to believe it. If you're curious how you become this kind of person, my mom is from Southern California, and she believes in nothing more than the power of eating vegetables and positive thinking and wearing sunscreen. My dad is from Washington, D.C., and he makes the dogs pray before they eat dinner. The Lord's Prayer, nothing crazy, right? He makes them recite the Our Father who art in heaven, right? That's how you end up being this kind of person. My parents are pretty wackadoodle people. I love them a lot, but they are hard to hang out with. I think we talk a lot about the generations fighting with each other. Like the boomers are mad at millennials, and Gen Z is mad at everyone, and we left Gen X at home without any food in the fridge. We're always fighting about it. My dad has some not great political opinions. A couple years ago, Gordon Liddy died. You know who that is? Cool. For those of us that don't, or who were born after 1980, Gordon Liddy is a man who was very responsible for Watergate. I think local TV is here. I'm going to say direct to camera. I think Watergate was not good. I don't think they should have done that. Gordon Liddy died, and I wanted to be funny, so I said, Gordon Liddy died. Out of respect for his memory, let's take 18.5 minutes of silence. Because that's how long the Watergate tape. Read a book, you guys. I thought that was really funny. My dad texted me back immediately, not funny. I was friends with his son, and he was a good, honest man. There are 2 sides to every story. Guys, if we're both sides in Watergate in the 21st century, I think the doors are locked and we're never getting out of here. I think the call's coming from inside the house. I think my dad was hoping that either me or my brother would follow in the... I'm not going to be able to open this, you guys. That stuff. Will you do that for me? Thanks so much. I thought that my dad's going to want one of us to follow in the family tradition. Thanks so much, darling. Appreciate it. Follow in the family tradition of employment. But since my brother's going to be a doctor, I think that falls on my shoulders, which is tough because I come from a long line of spies. I don't think I'd be good at that, because I just told you all that. And I'm confident I wasn't supposed to. I think that's a rule. That's not a joke. My dad did military intelligence at the Pentagon for 30 years, and his dad was in the Office of Strategic Services. There are grandpas here. Who knows what that was?
Office of OSI, CIA.
It became wonderful. It became the CIA, right? So when my granddad had to go on a work trip, he was not getting picked up in a taxi. He was getting picked up in a helicopter in the middle of the night. I write emails all day, so I don't think that's my legacy. I don't think I'm cut out for it, but I think I could do something even greater. Every year, my dad goes to the CIA headquarters to ask to see his father's personnel file. Every year, he's told no. He's going to get told no every year. If the outcome is the same every year, why not have some fun? I tell jokes. I have a hat and a mustache and a trench coat. You know, why not do a character? I don't think there's a rule that says I can't. It's like how Airbub is allowed to play on the team, right? I don't think there's a rule that says. So I might not follow in the family tradition of espionage, but I think I'll contribute in an even more meaningful way and be the first person ever to be banned from the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia for low-level tomfoolery. I've been right across, you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, only a couple more left, guys. And the next guy coming to the stage, I actually performed with him my very, very first show up at Saxon's River. I've looked up to him the whole time. We're very, very lucky to get him down here. Please put your hands together for the very funny Marlon Fisher, everybody.
White people, make some motherfucking noise! Come on, you can warm up and I say, white people, make some motherfucking noise! Alright, where my BIPOC people at? Do you even know what that even means here, down here? You BIPOC? You don't know what it means? They didn't teach y'all that down here yet? It's Black and Indigenous people of color, that's what it means. So, I wasn't here to teach you, I'm sorry about that. But let me just... All right. Anyway, any black people in the room? You ain't black, bro? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Marlon. A lot of times I introduce myself to people, white people specifically. They hear the M and they don't hear the rest of my name, and so we have a conversation. And at the end of the conversation, I'm like, "All right, see you later, white person," and they're like, "See you later, Malcolm." And I just hate when that happens all the time. So again, my name is Marlon. Okay, everyone. A little bit about me. I am a combat veteran. Woo! Any other veterans in the room? You a combat vet? What are combat vets at? Is there any other veterans in the room? No? You? All right. So I share that with you because I spent some time in Afghanistan many years ago, and one of the things that soldiers like to do to pass time is we share hard drives, and on those hard drives there's movies, music, TV shows, and this one special folder called training videos, which is just gigabytes and gigabytes of porn. And what's crazy about it too is like, you know, like when you're deployed, there's no shame. And so like after a long 18-hour day shift, I would get up and go to my tent that was meant to sleep 12 dudes, but there was 40 of them in there. They all were watching training videos. So I'd walk into my tent, be fucking vibrating, get to my cot, lay down, and the next dude is just training away next to me. I would never train in the tent though. I would go out to the bunker with my M16 and my fucking Kevlar on, you know, just training this way. The reason why I share that with you is because a lot of times people like to go, when they meet someone who's a veteran, they like to say like, have you ever, you know, like, I would never do that if I were you. Don't ask veterans if they ever done it. What you should ask them is where they jerked off at when they deployed. You'll get some crazy answers. That's why. Isn't Tim's dad in here? Are you here, Tim's dad?
He's in hiding.
Oh, okay. I think the veterans just don't want to tell you where they jerked off at. And then you get like the ones like a proud Marine. He's like, we jerked off at the fucking porta potty. I'm like, that's gross. This fucking hot in there, sweaty, and it's filled to the brim because you're in some third world country that doesn't empty their porta potties one time. And you sit there just fucking training away in the fucking porta potty. I did that joke one time, and it was like a woman in the audience. You know, she was a veteran too, and she said right out in the open. She was training in the fucking dining hall facility. Yeah, bathroom. Anyway. A little bit more about me. So I you know, obviously spent some time overseas when I was moving back to the States. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, always one. But if I said if I'm from Eden, Vermont, what would have happened? Nothing. Fucking silence. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to Brooklyn. And my friend was like, no, check out Vermont. So I did. I looked at websites and I saw beautiful green mountains, Lake Champlain, farm to table is, but I didn't move here for any of those reasons. I moved here because I love white women. What's your name? Hi, Suzanne. Suzanne, I see there's a gentleman that's sitting to your left, but I don't give a fuck about him. Good to see you, Suzanne. I'm Malcolm. I mean Marlon. Nice to meet you. But since I've been here, I feel like I'm starting to lose my blackness, right? Like, I know the science behind maple sugaring, 40 to 1. I take Vermont maple syrup wherever I go. My credit score is 849. Yeah, only white people would know that shit. He's 1 point away, he's 1 point away. I spend my weekends just hanging out at Subaru dealerships just to hang out. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, what am I? Like, oh yeah. Also part of too, like since I've moved here and been here, I've had to get a job. So I spend a lot of time working with white kids. When I've learned about white kids, is that they're ugly. No. No, but what I've learned about white kids is that not only are they ugly, kid, they're allergic to everything. Dairy, gluten, black people, like just like a whole smorgasbord of things that they're allergic to. You know, sometimes, like one thing I like about kids, as Vermont too, is like a lot of parents are really progressive. They're trying to teach their kids about all the cultures, you know, like these people are from Asia, these people are from Africa, blah, blah, blah. They show them all the books. And sometimes when I'm walking down the street, like I'll see a parent holding their child's hand, and that child will look up at me and will lock eyes. And then I can hear that kid's thoughts. And that kid's like, holy shit, they are real. And I go, blah, 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 blah. Suzanne, wasn't it? What's the guy's name sitting next to you? Chris? Did I make you a little jealous when I looked at your wife? All right, Suzanne. Unfortunately for you, I did meet a white woman, right? And so so you're there, you're off the hook. And like I met a white woman, and you know, like I just did it. Like we started going to start a family together. I was so excited. You know what I mean? I remember like, let's just fast forward 10 months and you've been in a labor and delivery room. And before even that, I remember my wedding specifically. My wedding was like, all I had to do was tell my friends to show up. And my wife, I said that's gross. That tastes nasty because she's my ex-wife now. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying my wife. Let's call her the wife a little bit. So my wife was like, had this beautiful white dress on, and we paid a bunch of money for a photographer, and I had this great like fucking white suit with an orange paisley tie and saddle tin boots. And I remember we got our wedding photos, boom, 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 and they came back. And what's crazy was just my ex-wife. Whoa! It was her in this awesome, nice, beautiful dress next to a suit and teeth. I'm like, yo, I'm glad that I practice great dental hygiene. Speaking of great dental hygiene, this is just a plug, ready? If anybody use a water pick? All right, because if you're not, you should be. That shit gets you, listen, that's my plug for water pick. They don't pay me for that, but if you ain't flossing, use a water pick. It's way easier. Anyway, I was gonna say, Susan, that the black baby, the thing. So we're in a labor and delivery room, right? And then my kids, my wife is doing her thing, and I'm being supportive, and then all of a sudden, boom, my son pops out. Right? And I look at him, I look at the doctors, and I look back at him, and I'm like, he's fucking white? But then I changed his first diaper. And that's a black baby. You're laughing, sir. Why do you think it's a black baby? Sir, do you have a thing from your son? Is that your son? Okay, so why do you think it's a black baby? Black on the inside. Nope. You don't know?
Because he got a big old dick, yeah.
Fucking black baby. Listen, all together now. I mean, everybody else is talking about dicks and fucking vaginas and cunts and all that shit. All together, we're almost on count of three. Say big dick. 1, 2, 3. You you have permission. Go ahead, you can say by yourself. Oh man. But now I have two beautiful biracial children. That's what I'm saying. White babies are ugly, biracial children are beautiful. Sorry, kid. You would marry somebody that's not in your race, and you have beautiful babies, trust me. Anyway, but what's crazy is I have two kids and we do a lot of play dates. Like and I sit with these families sometimes and our kids are off playing and some dad will turn to me and go, you know what, Marlon? I love your kids. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking love my kids too. But there's one thing. I cannot stand their fucking kids, you know what I mean? Their kids to me are like zeros. You know, they're just there, they're present. Like, I would never tell another person how much I love their kids and then not get a response back. Do you have friends that your parents don't like? You're gonna participate at some point tonight. Do you have kids that your friends don't like, that your parents don't like? Oh, watch this. Dad, does he have any friends that you don't like? Yeah, see? Yes, exactly. Fucking those kids suck. Those kids suck. Oh, man. This is something that I used to say, but I don't say it anymore. I hate when white men say that they want a tall, dark, and handsome man, and it's like some fucking Irish dude with freckles. Like, just shut up with that shit. Shut up. Don't say that to me. I'm fucking black. I'm not brown. I'm black. You know what I mean? Yeah. One time I did take my... I took her to Brooklyn one time. I think that works. This is my first... I like that. Like, just like, like I mentioned her in the beginning and I started just puking her name out. Anyway, I took her to Brooklyn and I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm gonna go to the corner store, get myself a little sub, hero, get myself a quart of water, you know what I mean? And so I'm in the store and like, she calls me and I'm like, what's up? She's like, can you give me a kombucha? And I'm like, do you know what the fuck I am? Some dude just bought a Lucy for $25 or $1.25. They don't no fucking kombucha here. Yeah. Any Costco fans in here? Costco? That's what I'm talking about. One thing, what's crazy is like the pandemic was crazy because like all there's like inflation, right? Houses, interest rates, you know, grocery stores, all that shit, gas. But you know what didn't change during that? The fucking price of a Costco rotisserie chicken. $5. That shit, $5. That shit can feed me for the whole week. First, I just pick the meat off, and then I have to boil it, and we bring a broth for soup later in the week. $5. That shit's never changed. I mean, yeah. They sell a lot of Costco chickens. That was like not even a joke. That's just like, go get some Costco chicken. So every year, a friend of mine and I, we like to do a meat share. So sometimes we'll go on a pig or a cow or whatever. And one year in particular, we decided to go in on a goat. So we found this local goat farm, and we were like, oh, look, let's go. Let's bring our kids. And at the time, our kids were like 3 and 4, and he had a son and I had 2 kids. And so like we go to the goat farm, the kids are all happy, and the goats are all fucking all over the fields, and they're like baby goats and like teenager goats and like big goats. And we were like, how do we pick a goat? And also, how do we pick a goat? So we had to Google it, right? You know, whatever. So we Google it. Don't get a sick goat. Sick goats have like snot running out of the nose and eye boogers and stuff. And so our kids are super excited. We choose a goat. We want that one. They have to chase the goat down and they wrap a rope. They get a rope around its neck. And all the other goats are like, oh shit, Billy's fucked. And so that has them taking Billy, they're dragging Billy, and he's like, no, don't take me! And all the other goats just like move to the back of the pen. And my kids are watching this. And I'm like, wait a second, they're dragging this goat to the slaughter right now. And my kids are watching this happen, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I haven't talked to my kids about animal sacrifice. They think chicken comes out of a green bag in a freezer. So, you know, as this is happening, the clouds part, and a beam of sun rays drop down on my kids. And I look at them, and I'm like, the circle of life, right? So as I finish that rendition of this fucking circle of life, the guy is in the slaughterhouse with the goat. And then I turn, and so my kids can see that, and he's like, hey, you wanna do it? He's got some device in his hand, right? And I'm like, nah. And then in slow motion, my kids are watching. He puts the device in the back of the goat's head. And then BAM! The goat just drops, all fours. My kid's eyes are open. He reaches over the goat and slices the goat's neck. And he takes the goat and hangs it. And the kid's watching. And I'm like, oh shit. And all of a sudden, my kid starts jumping up and down going, I want to see the guts! And that's when I realized that I was raising a psychopath with a big dick! Thank you guys for my opinion.
Give it up for Marlon Fisher, everybody. We got one more, dude. We got one more coming to the stage, and it's honestly one of my all-time favorite comics from the area. We're really lucky. This guy presently resides in New York City. He came all the way here to share his jokes with us. One of my all-time personal favorites. Please, please put your hands together one more time for the very, very funny Liam Welsh, everybody.
All right, you guys, it's me, the ugly white baby Marlon was talking about. No, I was a cute kid. Okay, I was a naive kid. I'll tell you that much. For the longest time, I didn't even realize 69ing was a sexual thing. I just thought it was when two people slept head to toe in the same bed. Which, looking back, really explains why nobody wanted to share a bed with me at sleepovers. I'd be like, all right, no big deal. There's only one bed. We can just 69. So that way it won't be weird. My friends would be like, all right, I think we're just gonna head home, Yeah, it really explains why my girlfriend in college thought it was so weird that I refused to 69 with her. I was like, what are you, crazy? You don't do that with the person you're dating. You do that with your friends as a kid. At sleepovers. She was like, all right, I think I'm just gonna head home. I once heard somebody say they only date people who have brown hair because that's their preferred type. And at first I thought it was weird to have a specific type, but then I thought about it and realized I've only ever dated people with diabetes. So yeah, I guess I have a type 2. Yeah, I do live in New York City now. I think the city's a pretty romantic place. It's actually where my parents first met in the 80s. So naturally, part of me hopes that that is the place where I will also meet my parents. You gotta be out there somewhere. No, I know my parents. I actually had old parents as a kid. If you can believe it, they are even older now. It's every day with these two. But it's true, I remember in school, sometimes other kids would say this thing. They'd be like, hey, my dad could beat up your dad. And I would just be like, okay, that may be true. My dad could be your dad's dad. So show some respect. I'm practically your uncle. Somebody did once ask me if my dad was abusive. I was like, I don't know, beats me. That's for sure. No, my parents aren't abusive, okay? They actually only hit me one time my whole life. I was 5 years old and I was misbehaving, so they tried spanking me. And somehow the whole thing ended with the two of them crying. And subsequently getting divorced. So yeah. I guess you could say I fucking won that fight. A friend of mine, he grew up an only child, but his parents had 2 dogs, which seems kind of weird, right? Like, they had the one kid, the one dog, and they were like, you know what the problem here is? This dog is lonely. It's not good. We better get him a friend or he's gonna end up a real weirdo. Meanwhile, my friend cannot make eye contact. And the friend is me, but it's okay. You guys have these signs that say "Drive like your kids live here." Clap if you've seen these signs.
Yeah.
I don't have kids. I don't think we should use those signs though, right? Because like some people can't even have children, so they're just gonna speed up out of spite to try and level the score. I think if anything, we need a sign that says "Drive like you can have kids," and that you do have kids. And that you love those kids. And that those kids live here. It is a much longer sign. I realize that. But I think if they want to read the whole thing, they're going to have to slow down. That's all right. I might count that as an applause break. I do think distracted driving is a really serious issue. I'm sure we can all agree, right? There's all these multicolored lights and signs. I can barely send a text, you guys. It's crazy. No, I don't text and drive. Okay, trust me, I've tried. Nobody texts me back. Pretty big part of it. I was driving once, I saw a possum on the side of the road that was all bloody and mangled. And my only thought was, wow, this possum is incredibly convincing, right? He had me fooled. I like that joke because it really divides the room. Like on one side you have people that didn't like it. And on the other side, there was like 5 of us. So if you didn't laugh, you probably made the right choice. Let's see, speaking of faking your own death, good segue. Wildlife experts say if you ever encounter a grizzly bear, the best thing to do is pretend you're already dead. Which, in a life or death situation, I really hope I remember reverse psychology. Right, I thought the options were fight or flight. I did not realize I could also gaslight. That's kind of a fun third option. Can you imagine if that was the case with other dangerous predators? They're like, yeah, if you ever see a great white shark, just make the shark think it's not even hungry. Like you already ate, remember? No, unfortunately the real advice for encountering a great white shark is much worse. I don't know if you know, they say you're supposed to punch it in the nose. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like my punches are not very effective above water. I'm not sure how that's gonna go in slow motion, where the shark lives. I think if anything, me punching a shark in the nose underwater is just gonna look like I'm slowly feeding it my arm. It's gonna be like, all right, Here comes the train. We'll change gears. I do wear glasses, thank you for noticing. A lot of people think glasses are nerdy, but that's not true, right? Like, not everybody who wears glasses is a nerd, you know? Like, Eminem wears glasses. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? The sexy green one. She's not a nerd, she's really hot, right? I don't know if I'm cool. I do know in high school my friends would constantly tell me how cool my dad was because he would let us smoke weed in his house. And I would just be like, that's funny, I also think your dads are pretty cool for caring about your well-being. That's pretty cool of them, right? I mean, bong rips in the living room are pretty fun, but so is a family dinner, I bet. I don't know, I guess we all want what we don't have, but in the literal sense, the grass was greener at my dad's house. I had that going for me. I did recently realize my dad's the fun uncle in our family, which is a bummer because that does also make him the shitty father. They go hand in hand. Maybe you can tell at this point, every day for me is a struggle with constipation and a marijuana dependency. And you guys, I don't know how I'm gonna fix my situation, but I know I need to either shit or get off the pot. With that joke, I just hope that the laughs drown out the groans. We did pretty well, actually. I don't want you guys to think I need drugs to have fun or anything like that, though, okay? I need them for everything. Not just fun stuff. You do have to be pretty careful accepting things from strangers at concerts. It's kind of like a drug thing, right? Like, I was at a show once and somebody offered me a pair of shoes, and within seconds of putting them on, I was freaking out because they were laced. I thought it was going to be something I could handle, right? Like Velcro or fentanyl. Unfortunately not, it was laces, so needless to say, I did end up tripping pretty hard. I'm actually kind of a naive person when it comes to drugs as well. Like, for the longest time, I didn't even realize cocaine was a drug. I just thought it was the name of a very honest woman Eric Clapton fell in love with. One person laughed. Probably saw something funny on his phone. Speaking of music, I don't know if you guys know this. There's no music in the film No Country for Old Men, which I think is pretty smart, right? Like, that's a pretty good way to stay true to the book, you know? A few too many pictures in that film, if you ask me. I used to be really into this indie musician who turned out to be a suicide bomber. And I don't want to sound like a total hipster, but I did know about him before he blew up. Yeah, let's see. Well, speaking of music, you guys know this song, My Neck, My Back? Are you familiar with this song?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, a couple of horny people. If you know it, great. If not, don't worry, I'll fill you in. All you need to know is it's a song, and there's a popular verse in the song where the singer says, lick my neck, my back, my pussy, sorry, my pussy, and my crack. She sounds just like me. And you guys, I'm no expert, okay? But the only one of those that makes no sense to me at all is back. She just wants people to lick her back. Is that something women like? And I've just never done it? Because that's concerning to me. Also, what the heck is a pussy, you guys? I've never even heard of that. Am I right, man? No. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I know what a pussy is, right? I've been called one like 1,000 times. That's my time. Thanks, guys.
Guys, that's our show. We'll give it up for all the comedians now. We're gonna come back now with Marlon official TERRANCE McCORMACK, SARGENT. Thank you guys so much. Also, give it up. None of this is possible without Aaron LaFawn. He's running around the back. He likes to tell guys, remember, he's a little geeky kid running around and making some good stuff. This has been Elm City Comedy. We'll be doing more shows, guys. Thank you so much for the support. If you like anybody, please follow any of these comedians on social media. Hit the like and subscribe button. My name's Tombstone. You guys have been awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.